Welcome to Autumn Acres Mini Pet Pigs channel. My name is Autumn, the owner of Autumn Acres Mini Pet Pigs. I am a mini pig expert. I've had mini pigs since 2004. Huge pig lover here, and I've seen pretty much everything. So today what I try to do is I try to support pig families and give them the confidence so that they can care for their pig well. A question that I get a lot is, can my pig be left alone? Or I work 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. Can I still get a mini pig? So it's important to understand the fact that pigs are herd animals. And because of that, they are very social beings. They have to have interaction. Pigs that don't have interaction with anyone do not do well. Just like people, think about people who are put in solitary confinement. They can go crazy, they can crack, they can get depressed, they don't do well. So pigs are very similar. So there are two aspects to this question. So the first one is, can my pig be alone all day while I'm at work? And the answer is yes. There are a few things that we're going to do for them so that they can have a good day. But yes, overall, absolutely. We can leave our pig at home for 10 hours a day. That's not really a problem. But there are a couple things that we're going to want to do. First of all, we're going to make sure that when we come home, we spend valuable time with them. We're going to interact with them. We're going to work with them. We're going to work on some training for 5 to 10 minutes a day. We're going to take them outside and go on a walk, and we're going to let them run around and play. And we are going to make sure that they have quality time with us. That is going to fulfill that need, that instinct that they have to have socialization. So that's one of the things we're going to do. We're also going to make sure that when we leave them home alone, that they're going to be in a secure area. It is, in my opinion, it is not a smart idea to let our pig just have free roam of our house. Number one, I get a lot of calls every year from people whose pig has eaten rat poison. They didn't even know it was in the house. The pig got it in the garage. The pig got it under the sink. They had no clue it was there. And now their pig, 50% of the people who call me with this problem, their pig does end up dying. So it can be treated. It's not something that we want to have to mess with. It is an emergency. Also, this is, it's like can be a cause for disaster because pigs get bored, and there's always a first time for everything. So if our pig becomes bored, they start getting into things. Maybe one of the kids put, a bag of chips down low in the house or something low so that the pig could get to it, eat the whole thing. They can eat things they shouldn't and cause blockages. This is just not something that I would ever do. And then the destruction on my home. Yes, pigs have eaten drywall. Yes, pigs have destroyed couches. Yes, pigs have destroyed comforters off people's beds. Yes, they've destroyed mattresses. They root on these things until there's a hole, and then they keep rooting. And then what they want to do is, pigs like a tight spot. They like a tight squeeze. So then they get in it, and then they've made themselves a bed, and they've ruined our things. So I never leave my pig unattended alone. We have places for her that are secure. We have a place in the basement, which is her favorite because we have a heated floor down there. It's an extra large size wire dog crate right on the floor. She pushes the tray out every time because she wants to sleep right on the floor. It's warm with her blankets. We have a place upstairs for her. We have a place on the front porch for her, and we have a place outside for her. So depending on the weather, depending on the day, then she has a secure place when we can't be watching her. Now, make sure that there are no cords or anything like that that our pig can get to, even in that secure area, so that they don't get themselves into trouble, get electrocuted, or even just rip things up. Watch anything around them that they can pull into their crate. I had a pig recently. I put the crate on a tarp because the pig was having trouble holding their bowels. And I didn't want that to get on the floor, so I put a tarp down. Well, here the pig got the tarp into the crate, shredded it, and ate some of it. Not what I wanted them to do, but so we just have to be cognizant of that so that we can keep everything out of reach. Curtains, stuff like that. You don't want your pig to be able to reach them. Also, inside this secure area, we want to make sure that they have lots to do. They have things that they can do. Like I said, downstairs, our floor is heated. So it's kind of like a nice heating pad, nice and warm all day. She'll lay right on it and sleep most of the day. If it's rainy or if it's winter and it's too cold outside. On the porch, she's in the shade, but she can feel the breeze. And all I do is put a blanket. She sleeps like the whole day. She loves it so much. Outside in her area, she's able to graze, she's able to lay in the sun, she's able to root in the dirt and eat bugs and all that stuff. Those things keep her busy. But the one place upstairs in the summertime, we have our air conditioning going. And so she doesn't really like that. So I make sure that her crate upstairs has a lot of blankets in it. This is where she builds a nest. This is where she needs things to do because it's not really an atmosphere that makes her want to nap. So one of the things I do is I put a heating pad under one end of the crate tray so that crate end of the crate tray gets warm, but she can't reach the cord and she can't reach the heating pad because if it's in there with her, then she'll rip it up. So this way it keeps the tray nice and warm on one end, and yet she can get off of it if she needs to. Another thing we do is we will hide Cheerios in a blanket, sprinkle them in and just kind of ball the blanket up and put it in there. We do treat dispensing toys with Cheerios. We do whimsies. Sometimes my son will tie a blanket in a knot and put a whimsy and some Cheerios inside of it. We're really not gone very often. We're kind of homebodies and I work from home. So really, there's not usually a need for this kind of prepping for her during the day. But if we're gone all day, this is what we do. We have her in a place that she enjoys and we get it ready, whichever one it is, we get it ready with what she needs to be calm and comfortable and have a good day. If she wants to be active, she can be active. If she wants to sleep all day, she can sleep all day. Another thing, like I mentioned, I like to make sure that there are blankets or something, treat balls, things to keep them, busy. So it's not a problem if you work and you want a pig and you want to leave it home during the day. I would suggest having more than one place, and especially on nice days, having a place outside. Just again, make sure that you set it up properly. Make sure that she or he has shade. They're not in the direct sun. Make sure they have water. Make sure that a lot of times, if we're going to be gone all day, something that I'll do for my pigs outside is I'll take a bag of oats or a big scoop of oats and I'll sprinkle it all over the place because they love them. And also it takes them a long time to find them all and eat them all. And then once they find them all, then they have to do another round to make sure they got them all and maybe one more just to be sure that they got them all. So whatever you have for your pig, just make sure it's secure and make sure that they have things to do. And then when you come home in the evening and then on the weekends or your days off, spend time with them, do things with them, work on building trust and building a bond. And all of these things are going to make it so your pig does feel fulfilled and does feel happy. Now, the second aspect of having a pig and can I leave it alone is, I want a pig, but I can't have it in my house. It doesn't work for us. Or my pig hates to be inside. Can I just have a pig, but have it outside all the time? And the answer is maybe. Again, how much interaction are they getting with you? So if your pig lives outside, that's fine. That's never anything to be embarrassed about because remember, a pig's natural habitat is outside. So my question is, how much interaction do you have with them even though they live outside? My pigs, they see me at least twice a day when I feed them. And when I feed them, I interact with them. I do things. I make them spin. I give them really good belly rubs and things like that. I walk with them. 4 of our pigs are in a really big enclosure. And so I want everybody to be able to eat. So I put food in 5 different places. So I walk the whole fence line and then they follow me. So I feel like it's like a bonding and a trusting, and I talk to them and I give them all belly rubs, and I love it. It's like stress relief for me too. And they love it too. Their tails just wag and they all take their turn. And it's like a part of my day that I just love. So there's nothing wrong with having pigs outside. We just have to do it right. We need to make sure that they have secure fencing. They cannot escape. The last thing we want is to be gone and then come home and our pig is not in the enclosure. And I've had that experience and it's terrifying. And sometimes you find them and sometimes you don't. So it's very, very important that you have secure fencing. Do not chintz. Do not go cheap on the fencing. Spend the money, do it right. Hog panels, cattle panels, goat panels, which goat panels are the most expensive, but those work well with either T-posts or wooden posts. So do it right. Also, make sure they have adequate shelter no matter what the temperature extreme. Cold temperatures, hot temperatures. Make sure that they have the housing that they need to keep them safe in all temperatures. Make sure that they have bedding. Straw is a great bedding for outside animals. Remember, hay is food, straw is bedding. So straw is what we want. We don't want hay as bedding. And make sure that you change it routinely so that it doesn't get soiled. Make sure that there's enough of it. If you have more than one, that there's enough bedding. And in the wintertime, we really don't want to use blankets as bedding for outside animals because blankets absorb moisture and then they freeze if the temperatures drop. So hay is insulating. It's very, very good bedding for animals. Did I say hay? Straw is bedding. Also make sure that your pigs, if they're outside, they have water. They have to have water at all times, clean water. Don't make them drink out of a dirty bowl. Rinse their bowl every day, wipe it out with your hands so there's no slimy algae growing in there, especially in the summertime it does. So, and then in the wintertime, you're worried about water freezing. So check on them routinely. Make sure that they have water so that they should never have to be thirsty. They should always have water. And shade. Shade is very, very important for a pig. Remember that pigs do not have very many sweat glands. They have very, very few, not enough to adequately cool their body temperature down. So it's very important that we provide an outside source for them to be able to cool their body temperature down. The way they will do it, if we don't give it to them, is they will dig a massive hole and they will lay in it. They will spill their water dishes and they will root there until they dig a hole and they'll roll in it, which is really cute. I love it. But kiddie pools, they make pools for specifically pigs or dogs, pets. They make pools for them that are more indestructible than a kiddie pool. But you need to make sure that there's shade. Shade, there is no excuse for not having shade for your pigs. They must have shade. And if you have a pink pig, you might want to think about some sunblock because they can all get sunburned. Pink pigs are more susceptible. And one more thing, if you do have a pig that lives outside, then in my opinion, they should have a companion. Make sure they're both spayed and neutered so that you don't have any unwanted pregnancies. But pigs need someone to talk to. They need a companion. So if you want to see your pig happy, then they need a friend. And sometimes maybe I have a cat who lives in my pig building and she loves my pigs and sleeps with them. But then we also have goats, and my goats do pretty well with my pigs, all but one of them. So there are other companions besides other pigs if you don't want another pig, but really pigs do super well together. I would say stay away from birds, because if a pig is hungry, we've lost chickens and chicks and ducks and ducklings and guineas. I think that's all we've had, but we've lost all of them to pigs. So just be mindful of that. And if you have any questions about this, please feel free to put it in the comments below. I am trying really hard to put out a video a week. So if you have a topic that you would like me to cover, put it in the comments below and I will add it to my list. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. I will be back again next week. See you next time.